So we could be infertile. Yes, we could very well be infertile. If not infertile, our sperm cells could be fucked up. And why is that? What do I mean by this? Look at the shit in our environment. You got microplastics, you got BPA, BPS, phthalates, tap water contaminated with, heavy metals and like even birth control, EE2, oil contraceptive, seed oils, vegetable oil, ultra processed food, fast food, polyester clothing. It's everywhere, and it's so fucking hard to escape, especially microplastics. There's microplastics everywhere. There's probably microplastics here on my keyboard, here on my chair, everywhere, literally every fucking where. And maybe saying that, we could be infertile or our sperm cells are fucked up could be a bit of a jump. Me personally, I don't think so. I think it's very well true. But you got to think, if you are a young man that indulges in, shitty habits such as smoking pot, drinking alcohol, living a very shitty lifestyle, consuming a very, very shitty diet of fast food, ultra processed food, foods with seed oils, sugar, sweets, shit contained in plastic, like microwave dinners or like microwave meals that go into the microwave and you're heating up the plastic, shit like that, and constantly having that type of constantly living that type of lifestyle, eating that kind of food, indulging in those kinds of shitty habits, it could directly affect the son or the daughter you would like to have in your future. So let me tell you a story. In May of 2023, a popular self-improvement YouTuber a lot of young men may know, Hamza, he posted a video about testosterone in men plummeting due to the estrogenics in our environment. And at that point in time, I was watching Hamza since, early of 2023. And he posted, it was like at least an hour-long video. So I was like, oh shit, this has got to be good. And I could tell he really put in so much fucking energy. He put in a lot of research to educate us, his followers, on the dangers of the estrogenics in our environment and why testosterone is fucking plummeting down to the fucking ground, down to the core of the earth. And that video right there really inspired me to wake up and change my lifestyle. Because beforehand, I was eating foods that contain, seed oils. I was, at least in my eyes, I was still eating healthy, but I still literally cooked my foods in fucking vegetable oil. But if not vegetable oil, I would do, like olive oil, but the shit would still be in plastic. With the BPA is leaching in since it's fucking heated up. But yeah, I was still cooking my foods in vegetable oil. I would still eat foods containing seed oils like canola oil, soybean oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, shit like that. Ate foods, with like soy, like protein powders that had fucking like soy in it. I was drinking fucking like literally drinking fucking tap water. I also drank from like fucking plastic water bottles. Like nowadays, I drink from glass. If I don't drink from glass, damn, my stickers. So I either drink from glass or from stainless steel. I don't know. I don't do the plastic shit anymore. With that, I also wore like head to toe polyester clothing. Now this shit right here, 100% cotton, and I'm not gonna fuck with you. Damn. Shorts right here, this is polyester. Watch that. But the thing was, I was like, at that point in time, like before I watched that video, and even like way before that, I knew about testosterone. I mean, I knew about my sperm cells, but sticking on with testosterone, I knew about testosterone. I knew it was the hormone that made me a man. Same way estrogen is the hormone that makes women women. But at the same time, I was like, well, I don't give a fuck about my testosterone because I'm gonna die one day. I fucking cannot stand that fucking mindset and that fucking quote and that fucking phrase. Well, I'm gonna die one day. You're only gonna live once. And see, with me at that point in time when I watched that video from Hamza, I strictly just cared about the macros in my food, and I didn't give a shit about the ingredients. I didn't even know what the ingredients were. I didn't know what potassium benzoate was. I didn't know what potassium sorbate was. I didn't know what aspartame was. I didn't know what caramel color was. I didn't know what just whatever. I didn't know what fucking seed oils were. I didn't. As long as the foods I were eating were high in calories, delivered like a good caloric bulk, plus they were rich in protein and carbs, then I would eat them. But still, it was at the same time that I didn't even realize how harmful the estrogenics in our environment were. Like how harmful me putting my phone in my pocket was. How harmful me like wearing polyester underwear was. especially, doing some sort of like physical activity where I'm sweating and I'm heating up that plastic, and it's literally right on my cock and balls. Probably killing my sperm and lowering my T, as well as eating, like heating up plastic, like meal prep bowls and shit like that. And also drinking from tap water or drinking from plastic bottles that have been heated up before, where it's leaching in the BPAs and the BPS. So it was the following month in June of 2023 that same time period, where I started to take some action. I started to eat more eggs, eat more red meat. I used a carbon filter for my water, which at the point in time you're thinking of it, it was a good stepping stone to not having just water straight out of the tap, but still a carbon filter, and I got it for like $20 too. So the carbon filter will filter out like maybe 2 toxic metals that are in it, but still it's not as powerful. Along with those few things, I was also being sure I got sunlight in my eyes as well. I'm gonna highlight this point, as well as keeping my phone out of my pocket. So you're probably thinking, well, where should I put it if I'm walking somewhere? In your hand? Keep it in your hand. I would give an example about I'm recording on my phone, but no. If you're walking anywhere, just keep the phone in your hand. Do not put your fucking phone in your pocket ever. Ever. Not even for a minute. Well, maybe for a minute. If you really fucking have to, like if you're walking out the grocery store and you need both your hands to like carry the bags of groceries, then I don't know, put it in your mouth or something. Nah, just okay, if you're just gonna put it in there for like 30 seconds, so be it, bro. But like if you had to fucking put it in your pocket, at least put it in airplane mode, where you're cutting out the Wi-Fi, you're cutting out the Bluetooth, you're cutting out the 5G that is literally heating up your cock and your balls and your sperm cells. So some time went by, and then the next year this year, in January of 2024, I purchased the book, one of the best fucking books I've ever read, one of the most informational books I've ever read for one of the most base doctors out there. Estrogeneration by Dr. Anthony J. And this book right here gave me such a clear fucking insight, clear as ice insight about the estrogenics in our environment and how bad it fucks up our hormones, how bad it fucks up our testosterone, how bad it fucks up our sperm cells. Now, with that being said, this pretty much brings up the infertile topic of this video. One of the biggest things that caught my eye when I read this book, I've read this book fully once and kind of twice. I mean, I've gone back, and looked at, some sections in the book. But one of the, you could say, like, biggest takeaways I had from reading this book, or one of the things that caught my eye the most, was a single term. Well, double term. It was called transgenerational infertility. Meaning that the artificial estrogenics from anything, plastic water bottles, polyester clothing, tap water, E2, oil contraceptive, sunscreen, atrazine, pesticides, herbicides that are sprayed onto the American crop supply, like corn, soy, wheat, oats. Those artificial estrogenics can be absorbed and consumed into your body, and that can directly fuck up our future children. You and I. Our future children. Now, in this same section, Dr. Anthony J. I'll go ahead and read it for you, but a little bit. Dr. Anthony J. includes animal studies in this section, so you could be thinking, oh, well, this shit's not the same as human. Nobody ever does fucking human studies. Well, he also states that in the field of estrogenics, animal studies and human studies are pretty much quite parallel, so they're on the same pace, they're on the same track. Alright, story time. So I'm just gonna read a little bit. I'm not gonna fucking read off the whole entire book. I'm just gonna read this one little section on page 189. So, leading the pack, a 2015 study is the most straightforward as well as the most alarming in the area of transgenerational infertility. Once again, it involves fish. I'm not listening to that, Jake. It's got nothing to do with humans. Shut up and listen. This is a study where numbers of fertilized Medaka fish, Japanese rice fish, eggs were exposed to either BPA, water bottles, think about that, a lot of plastic containers, or EE2, oral contraceptive, birth control, within 2 different test groups. BPA and EE2 exposures are an extremely common occurrence found in, quote unquote, in nature these days. So they were looking at generational impacts. This study was unique, however, because these fertilized eggs were only exposed for 7 days, which is an aberrantly short duration compared to our current native lake, river, and ocean fish exposures. Wait, what? In fact, in this experiment, the BPA or EE2 water was replaced with highly filtered pure water just after 7 days of BPA and EE2 quote-unquote treatment, and so the fish lived in extremely pure water most of their lives. Next, the researchers simply waited and counted fish. After 3 fishy generations, the scientists found a strong and alarming pattern. In subsequent generations, the fish fertility tanked. Yet the findings were even more astonishing than diminished fertility. We've seen diminished fertility already. No, even without additional exposures, just 7 days of estrogenics in that first generation, the third generation fertility was worse than the second generation. Fertility continued to plummet. Also, another term I like to bring up from the book is called the estrogenic epigenetic principle, meaning estrogenic changes can be passed along to future generations via epigenetics, and such inheritance can inflate these health problems. That's scary shit, man. Scary shit, and a lot of people in general don't know how bad and how risky and just how fucking harmful these artificial estrogenics in our environment are, and how they can literally be passed on to our fucking future kids. If not our future kids, our future kids. So let me recap what I personally fucked up on. At first, not giving a shit about my testosterone and not giving a shit about estrogenics. I realize now that having high levels of testosterone and limiting the estrogenics in my environment leads to a nice, healthy, and I fucking love living my lifestyle. I mean, I get up, right now, I'm getting up, can't fucking talk. I'm getting up this morning, recording this YouTube video for you. It's 8 a.m. I'm fasted. I've been drinking, water out of this all morning. No plastic. Later, I plan on, whipping up 6, 7, 8 pasture-raised eggs cooked in grass-fed butter, cooking on a cast iron skillet. No plastics, no Teflon, no stainless steel bullshit, none of that. None of that fucking garbage. Eating my fatty red meat, going out, getting some sunlight, getting some physical activity later. I fucking love this lifestyle, and a lot of young men are missing out on this fucking lifestyle. A lot of young men hate exercising. A lot of young men hate eating clean. Dude, it feels so fucking nice. It feels nice having a high sex drive. It feels nice being able to get, put on some fucking muscle. It feels fucking great, and a lot of young men are missing out on this shit. Living this lifestyle of trying to optimize my testosterone through diet, through lifestyle, through training, and also limiting the amount of estrogenics that I come in contact with, that my body absorbs, that my body consumes. I fucking love it. This is literally the prime of my health and my testosterone. The energy I get, great. The life I live, great. The sex drive I have, great. The strong erections I get, great. The muscle mass I've accumulated, great. The drive I get to get shit done, great. All due to me fixing up my diet and absorbing and consuming less estrogenics. A few more things I fucked up on were putting my phone in my pocket. I think it's very scary how a lot of young men still don't know the dangers of putting your phone in your pocket with all the fucking Wi-Fi on, the Bluetooth on, the 5G, the EMS, just frying the fucking, you're keeping that literally an inch or two away from your dick and balls, just frying your fucking sperm cells, especially if you're wearing polyester underwear with that too. Also eating fucking seed oils, drinking tap water. Again, I didn't fucking care about my T levels at the time. I didn't give a fuck about, because I was like, well, I only live once. This McDonald's fucking burger, this McDonald's fries, the fast food's too good to pass up. The ultra processed food that's cooked in seed oils is too good to pass up, man. I'm not gonna skip out on this shit just for my kids. And granted, to be fair, I did lack the education and the dangers of it, and it's a shaming that a lot of mainstream media, because a lot of mainstream media platforms, they know about the danger, but they just like to be negative and talk about other shit that's fucking stupid. So not a lot of Americans don't know about this. A lot of people in general do not know about the dangers of throwing off your testosterone, your estrogen, your hormones, and your fertility, the risk of infertility, and the estrogenics in our environment. So what did I do to correct it? First off, I want to give a thank you to Hamza for posting that video back around last year, the same point in time, and really just waking me up and inspiring me to change my lifestyle, to optimize my testosterone, and limit the estrogenics in my environment. And also, I want to thank Dr. Anthony J. too for publishing a hell of a fucking book. Hell of a fucking book. Educated me so much. So fucking much. I woke up, improved my lifestyle, my diet. I stopped cooking on, non-stick shit. Switched to cast iron, switched to stainless steel. I stopped drinking out of the tap, the carbon filter, and I actually purchased a 4-stage reverse osmosis water filter. And I even bought like a shower filter too. Because you're showering in the shit too. You're showering in the bullshit too. So you gotta filter out that fucking water too. And I swapped out my wardrobe for more like, 100% cotton clothing. Got even more sunlight. Take, vitamin D too. Vitamin D plus K2. I eat at least like fucking 6, 7, 8 eggs per day, plus at least a pound of, fatty red meat each and every single day. And I'm always constantly educating myself each and every single day on the topic of testosterone, on the topic of estrogenics, so I can keep up to date with the shit and apply new things that I learned from these videos, from these podcasts, and these books, and apply them to my lifestyle. Okay, so I want to address a few limiting beliefs you may have as we get ready to cap up the video. Jake, why are you so fucking obsessed over this shit? Why aren't you? We're talking about our kids here, bro. We're talking about our fucking hormones here, bro. Do you really want to be like a fucking 20-year-old man with like fucking 400 milligrams per deciliter testosterone? You'd be thinking, oh, that's average. The average has gotten so... Okay, if we were talking... We're in 2024 right now, right? If we were talking 1924, the average testosterone for a 20-year-old man would be guaranteed 1,000 nanograms per deciliter. Nowadays, it's between 300 to 500. Yet, we're claiming that's average and that's fine and that's normal. It's not. The average fucking testosterone is so lame, and it's sad how we're normalizing how fucking lower it's getting each and every single year. Like, fuck that. You guys can stay average. I'm not. I'm gonna blow your guys' ass out the water. But Jake, we only live once, man. Is it worth, obsessing over, your diet, your lifestyle? I guarantee it is. Because me, I want to have fucking kids. I want to have good-looking, healthy kids. If me just indulging in the shitty habits, excuse me, indulging in the shitty habits, indulging in the shitty food, indulging in the shitty lifestyle. Do you want your kid to have some sort of birth defect? Let me put it that way. That's nicer. Won't make people cry. Do you want your kid to have a birth defect? Do you want your kid to have, fucked up hormones? Fucked up fucked up anything? No. You don't. That's why I'm doing this shit for my future self. I'm doing this shit for my future kids, for my future wife, for my future family. And I believe you should too. Because, I fucking love the path I'm on. I love eating healthy. I love trying to optimize my lifestyle for my T levels, for my hormones, for my sperm. Another one. Well, don't you need the minerals in the tap water? Okay, fine. Like, you got minerals in there, but then again, like, look at the shit that's in there. There's literally fucking birth control in our water that cannot be filtered out. Whatever your town's water supply is. Let me back up. Let me tell you how this shit works. So when a girl is on the pill, she's on Plan B. She takes the pill. She'll go and take a piss. The piss, she'll flush it. She'll flush the water with the piss in it. She'll flush the water. When it goes to the town's water supply, the birth control, the EE2, the oral contraceptive, it cannot be filtered out. Therefore, it's in the water you or your future wife drinks. Yeah. Plus, along with the heavy metals that are in the fucking water, the chemicals, the gross, is it really worth it? No. Like, the one thing I do for my reverse osmosis water is I'll fill up either my stainless steel shaker or I'll fill up this thing right here. And obviously, you got to remineralize the water. So I'll get a thing of Mediterranean sea salt. Which is packaged in glass, not in plastic. And I'll sprinkle it in there, shake it up. Boom. I get the minerals in here. Got the natural born electrolytes back in this water. Fuck. God damn it. Next. My fucking cat dropped, my bad. Next. Jake, you're eating all those, red meat and eggs each and every single day. But it's going to catch up to you and, give you cancer, give you cardiovascular disease. You are such a fucking sheep if you still believe that eggs and red meat supply you with cancer, supply you with cardiovascular disease, supply you with heart disease, supply you with fucking anything. You are still a fucking sheep, and I can tell you've been brainwashed by these fat ass fucking doctors in America, these stupid ass fucking nutritionists like paid under the table, and also these dumbass like fucking health experts with their PhDs and their MDs that promote vegan diets and promote like eating fucking grains and vegetables. No. I can tell you are still a sheep that has been fucking brainwashed by mainstream media and then the three dumbass people I just mentioned. Don't get me wrong, not all doctors are fat, not all doctors are stupid, not all nutritionists are stupid, not all health experts are stupid. But there's a good ass majority that are. And unfortunately, they're the ones that are listened to the most. They're the one that the mainstream media bring up the fucking most. Still spreading this bullshit of, oh, red meat and eggs are going to give you cancer. Well, fuck, our ancestors were eating that shit for 1,000 years. Nothing fucking happened to them. Well, they only lived to like 25, 30. Probably because they were getting killed by fucking animals. Didn't you think of that? Fuck. So you're telling me, if me having a nice fucking, ribeye steak, a nice steak, 80-20 ground beef, and a few pasture-raised eggs, that's somehow less healthy than fucking cereal? Literally wake the fuck up. Seriously. Like, use fucking logic. Okay, let's take a steak for example. A nice grass-fed steak from a cow that ate just strictly grass. It's just a fatty cut of steak. Along with some 100% grass-fed butter. Coming from the cow too. Dairy. That shit is somehow unhealthier and it's going to risk me to dying of cancer than fucking cereal. Let's take a look at the cereal in the United States. So the cereal is made up of corn, wheat, oats, shit that is sprayed with atrazine, for example, which is one of the things he mentions in this book that is estrogenic. That will fuck up your hormones. So atrazine, glyphosate, some form of, pesticides, herbicides. Also, it's the the cereal is coated with fucking sugar, which Americans don't need sugar and carbs because we're fat the fuck enough as a country. We're nearing 50% obesity in this fucking country. 50 fucking percent of fat fucks walking around in this country. Literally, I see it every time. I'll pass by a convenience store and I just see a very overly large person walking out with like fucking 2 Snickers bars and a 44-ounce pop. What the fuck? Yet the food pyramid, our government-oriented food pyramid, and our fucking health experts are saying, yeah, 6 to 11 serves on the food pyramid, 6 to 11 servings of, bread, rice, cereal, pasta. Like, for real? Are we trying to kill people? That's what we're doing. We're trying to fucking kill people so we can profit off of it. I'm being base as fuck, because it's true. Breathe. Yeah, not sorry for that fucking rant, but no. Like, be serious. You really legitimately think red meat and eggs are going to give me cancer? They're going to kill me, but cereal is not. Cereal is sprayed with the fucking pesticides, the estrogenic and carcinogenic pesticides, the sugar. They contain seed oils. Some of them contain seed oils too, that are listed in this book. Well, soy is at least. Vegetable oil, soybean oil. What else? Artificial food dyes. And have any parents ever come to mention, why their kid's so fucking hyper? If your kid eats foods that contain a lot of red 40, yellow 5, blue 1, yellow 6, artificial food dyes, such as, shit from like Fruity Pebbles, because obviously they're not getting the color from fruit. Like Fruity Pebbles, Tricks, Fruit Loops, they're not getting the colors from fruit. They're artificial food dyes, which have been led to hyperactivity in children, have been led to aggressive behavior in children. So, instead of putting your kid on fucking Adderall and Ritalin because he's not paying attention in class, change his fucking diet up. Oh, Jake, you don't have kids. You know how this shit works. Damn right, I'm going to be a better fucking parent than you. Alright, now that my fucking rant is finally over, I want to offer you some help. What I want you to do right now is if you have any questions on nutrition, any questions, trying to bulk up, put on muscle, any questions on how to optimize your testosterone through diet and nutrition, I have a special opportunity for you. What I want you to do is I want you to either click the link in the description or click the link in the comment section that will take you to my Instagram page. What I want you to do is send me a DM. Obviously introduce yourself a little bit, tell me a little bit about yourself, and give me your struggle. What are you struggling on when it's coming to, bulking, what are you struggling on when it comes to nutrition, and I will help supply you with, you know, a lesson I've learned, you know, experiences I've gone through to power you past that barrier to where you can overcome that little fucking struggle you're going through and advance and keep moving on into your realm of, you know, bulking up and, you know, becoming more healthier. So again, click the link in either the description or the comment section, send me a DM, introduce yourself, tell me your struggle, and we'll work a little something out. With that being said, appreciate you watching. Have a great, can't fucking talk. Great rest of your fucking day.